Plenty of three-row crossovers can haul your family around, the main players being Chevy Traverse, Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, and Toyota Highlander. And then there's the all-new Mazda CX-9, which is pretty stylish. There are luxury brands that lack this kind of fashion sense.
The second generation here is just over an inch shorter than the first gen, and if you recall, it came out back in 2006. And time in the automotive world is a little bit like dog years.
Mazda is a small car company compared to, well, pretty much everyone, but my goodness, they make up for it with passion. Let's play Guess the Price. Some hints: LED headlights and a backup camera are standard. This top-shelf signature model wanders into luxury territory with real aluminum trim and rosewood plucked from a Japanese guitar maker. There's navigation, adaptive cruise control, auto braking with pedestrian detection, and special paint you have to see to appreciate. All this and more for about 45 grand. Seems like it should cost more. The Niner? We'll get the kids to playdates quick enough. 0 to 60 miles an hour easily happens in under 8 seconds. The motivation might surprise. It's a 2.5-liter four-cylinder. Okay, it's a turbo with unique dynamic pressure technology. There's just one engine, but you choose the horsepower. On standard grade gas, it makes 227. Spring for 93 octane premium, and it rises to 250. Torque stays the same at 310 pound-feet. The transmission is a 6-speed with manual mode, but no paddle shifters. That's kind of a surprise. This one is running with all-wheel drive.
The oomph happens low in the power band where most drivers will want it. It does sort of run out of breath at higher revs, and I've got to say, I do kind of miss the sound of a V6.
Look closely at the head-up display. It visually signals lane departure while the steering wheel discreetly vibrates. Sport mode perceptively remaps throttle and transmission response. Mazda has positioned itself as the working man's BMW. Corners happen without drama.
Nicely buttoned down, CX-9 is definitely the driver's choice when it comes to three-row crossovers. Unless you're going to step it up a bit price-wise and move into a BMW X5.
Or Audi Q7. Equipped with all-wheel drive, only the significantly more expensive Toyota Highlander Hybrid gets you farther on a gallon of gas in this class. I average 22 mpg.
Historically, Mazdas have had issues with road noise. Thicker gauge metal in the floor pan and some 50 pounds of sound insulation have taken care of that. And even with all of that, on average, CX-9 is some 240 pounds lighter now.
While not a true off-roader, the CX-9 will handle nearly everything most families would throw at it. Mazda's all-wheel drive system is called iActive. Sensors look at 27 different factors and analyze it 200 times per second to predict conditions on slippery and rainy roads. It also adjusts power distribution in dry conditions to limit understeer, sending 50% of the power to the rear tires in some cases. Comfortable for road trips, you'll always enjoy the view since this is what you see from behind the wheel. Friends will think you got a raise. The user interface is simple to use with a choice of this controller or the direct method. These chairs are heated, but a venting feature is not offered. Neither is a panoramic roof, kick to open tailgate, heated steering wheel, and warmth for the mid-row cushions if those are deal breakers. Row number 2 is adjustable enough in 2 sections so passengers in back won't be gnawing on their knees. Small kids can get themselves into the way back, and a car seat can be left in place while doing it too. A climate zone and USB ports will keep passengers chill.
A lot of buyers choose three-row crossovers just in case they need this space, sort of an insurance policy. That description fits CX-9 just perfectly. 2 adults will be okay back here for short distances, and yet the driver won't feel like they're behind the wheel of a school bus. Keep in mind, this is not the biggest three-row crossover on the market.
Not much luggage fits with all the seats occupied. That's not unusual. Small stuff can be kept out of sight, and it's easy to drop the split seat backs. FYI, the champ in this segment is Chevy Traverse at 19 packs. The Mazda, a dozen. So let's review. The price is right, starting at about $32,400 with front-wheel drive. Looks great outside and in, drives like a champ, fuel efficient too. Some will want more space for their families, and there are features not offered, but the CX-9 is true to Mazda's mission, delivering zoom with family room. FYI, the grille frame on the Signature model is lit with LEDs, which looks good. I just forgot to shoot it properly. I would fire the photog, but then I would be out of a job. I suggest reading up on Mazda's turbo technology. It's a dry thing to talk about in a video. Basically, the dynamic pressure turbo, as it's called, can vary the degree of exhaust pulsation depending on engine speed, routing exhaust to the turbine through smaller ports at low RPM. They say it's like putting your thumb on a garden hose for stronger pressure and quick spool up. Mazda claims this provides some 25% quicker response than twin-scroll turbos at engine revs under 1500 RPM. I can tell you it's very drivable.
There you go, gang. That is my opinion of the second generation Mazda CX-9. And you have to remember, Mazda is a tiny little car company. They are hardly General Motors or Toyota, so it makes it that much more impressive. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.